my grades were dropping at this time, and I mean, I was just going, everything was going downhill from Newtown to Randallstown to Pikesville. But thank God, I eventually did graduate from Pikesville, and so that's where I graduated from, got my diploma. But in all of that, what I was doing in the lifestyle that I was living, it caused and affected and impacted my life in a negative manner. I mean, from not just grades in school, but my family. I didn't have a relationship with my father. I mean, I know you all seen a broken glass before and what it looks like. The pieces are everywhere. And that's exactly how my relationship with my father was. I literally hated him. I resented him. All the things that he did. When my siblings and I have um, six siblings, and when we were younger, two of the siblings that were closer to me, we went through a lot. You know what I mean? Good or bad, ups and downs. I mean, all family has their issues, and so everything that went on, you know what I mean? I looked at it with the wrong perspective, and so I took in all of this, and it caused anger towards my father. The punishments and stuff like that. I mean, I just looked at it really negatively, and what happened was that caused anger, that caused bitterness, that caused resentment, unforgiveness towards my dad, and I hated him. I'm a junior, by the way, so I actually told myself that I was going to change my entire name, which didn't happen. But I told myself, I mean, this is what I was going to do, and that's how deep and rooted the anger and the hatred towards my father was, and that's how serious anger can be. But the Bible does say, "Don't let the sun go down on your wrath." At this time, my anger was at a high, and so I didn't have a relationship with him. My grades were dropping, as I said. I'm living this lifestyle of sin. I had a girlfriend at the time by the name of Ariel Barrett. By the way, shout out to her. Really, really good peoples, and she's doing great things for the ministry, for the kingdom of God. You can follow her Instagram and Twitter. But so I did a lot of a lot of bad things. You know what I mean? That I knew that were wrong. And then the relationship that I was telling I had a girlfriend at the time, and I know her for the longest. And this was I think the greatest relationship I ever had. You know what I mean? But at the time, I was not treating her like a woman. I did not treat her like a woman. I used her as an object. That's what I did. I chased women down as they called me, which pumped my head up and got to me, a ladies' man. A ladies' man I was, man. It was crazy. But I treated them all like an object. Like you use a tool in a car and you're done. And that was wrong. You know what I mean? A woman is supposed to treat it with love and compassion and honor, and to identify not just the beauty in the outside, but the beauty in her mind. And that is true beauty, when a woman has a great mind and thinks greatness. So as I'm doing all of these things, as I mentioned, my family and I come to a point in our lives where we hit rock bottom. We actually become homeless. And this church, took us in. Mind you, they didn't know anything about us. I mean, nothing, zip, nada, nothing, zero. And so they took us in, and I mean, we were with them for a couple months to get back on our feet, stacked our money, stacked our bread, and did what we could. And then we eventually got back on our feet. But the only requirement, listen to this, the only